everyone. Good Friday afternoon, or should I say good Friday evening, everyone. I'm Peter Grant from Zaner Metals in the Denver office. My colleague in Chicago is at some undisclosed location for some reason. He's hiding out in
I'm
his comfy Barcalounger.
I'm in my Barcalounger, sequestered in my secret bat cave, right on the edge of the Kemper Golf Course, overlooking my swimming pool, and suffering away here. I had my choice of going in and trading or having a root canal, so I went for the less painful and went for the root canal.
You're a brave man, no matter how you slice it. Those are not two particularly good options, given the volatility in the metals market lately.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched rhodium swing $3,000 today. I was just like, really? It's been interesting to say the least.
Yeah. So just a quick rundown. So this week, gold was down a little bit less than 3% to 2.8% on the week. Silver
Right.
was down 14%. Platinum was down almost 20%.
Yeah,
And
platinum
palladium was
really
down
got hit.
about 8. So again, pretty significant volatility in the market. Gold kind of doing what it does. I mean, it's still suffering from deleveraging pressures, I think, to a
Yes.
large degree, but it's holding up a heck of a lot better, which sort of, when you think about gold being down 3% and silver being down 14% on the week, you might be surprised that your 100 target in the silver gold ratio, the gold silver ratio was slightly exceeded.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised. And you and I discussed this many weeks ago. And we said that we were going to see it. It was going to smash through it, and it was going to keep on going. And we were exactly right.
Well, I wasn't really expecting like 126, 127, to be honest with you.
I was, and I still think there's more there. And people who follow us on the Zaner Metals site on the Twitter saw us put out an SOS, and also on the LinkedIn, we put out an SOS that we saw the Canadian government selling some gold. And
Right.
We had promised for the last 2 or 3 weeks that if we saw some deleveraging from a government, that we would warn everyone that was following us. And in all fairness, they have done this before. We have seen the Canadian government sell gold, one of the largest producing nations in the world for gold, and they have done. Odd as it may seem, it's a fact. And what little bit they had in the vault, they sold. So I would say that this is uncommon, but it is the first one we've seen.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see others? And if so, who do you think that might be?
Well, obviously, everyone is keeping a cocked eye towards China. How much trouble are they in? How much liquidity do they need to keep this thing going? The stock market there was, as we've been following, was down 56%. Now I would venture a guess more like 72.
Right. All right. Well, yeah, certainly China has quite a bit of gold
Yes.
to unload if they have to. So there's definitely some risk there. Keep your hedges on, people, just in case.
Yeah. We might. They come in big. We have been seeing them buying between 13 and 25 tons a month for the last 18 months. So there's a lot of product there. If they have to dip into that for liquidity, it's going to hurt this market and hurt it really hard.
Right. So I'm hearing a lot of comparisons. You and I talked about this a while ago, that this sort of felt like the deleveraging we saw in 2008 as the subprime crisis sort of morphed into a full-on banking and liquidity crisis.
Right.
And so I'm hearing a lot more of that from the people that I talk to every day, that it's very reminiscent of 2008. In 2008, gold dropped about 30%. We're off from the highs, for high of the move at 1703 to low of the move so far 1451. is about
Okay.
15%. So it's about half of what we experienced on a percentage basis from 2008. So yeah, I think that there could still be some downside potential in the
Yes.
gold market. Silver's a wild one. You know, silver, we're plumbing 11-year lows. When you look back to 2008, there kind of depending, there were two highs. There was a high in March at 2134, and then there was a
Okay.
high in July at 1946. So that's. But either way, high of the move to the low of the move was about almost 60%. It went
Big
all the way
number.
down to 841, if you recall, in October of 2008. So silver's already down 36% now from on this move, and so there's definitely some downside risk still in the silver market as well.
Well, I could share with our viewers. We have a number of diversified clients. One of our clients is a manufacturer of coins, calls us and said, I need a ton of silver now. I said, all right, let me take a look around. I said, what do you need? He gave me the parameters of the order. And I said, all right, let me look. I called everyone on the East Coast. I called Brazil. I called Mexico. And I could find not 500 pounds, let alone a ton. It was bizarre. I put a call in to the biggest recycler in California, who does a lot of keyboards and things of that nature, in the hopes that he might have some um, 1,000-pound blocks that we could grind into dust for making coins. And he said, not a chance. I'm sold out.
Right.
So I was very surprised. So we have not been able to find silver for manufacturing for 3 or 4 days.
Right. So and this is something that's being replicated across all of particularly the white metals. Gold seems to be available thus far, but
Right.
we've sort of gone RFQ on just about everything at this point because availability is always questionable. You never quite know where the premiums are going to be either.
Right.
So everything from the guys buying silver eagles and maple leafs and so forth, in tubes of 20, up to your guy who's looking for a ton.
Mm,
You can't find it.
no, it's
And
not
and
there.
here's the important thing, and I think everybody probably knows this because again, I think it's something that we've discussed. Price discovery in these markets happens in the paper market. However, it all ultimately comes down to who's got the real thing.
Oh yeah.
And the when you're talking about the physical market, the real thing, if it's not available and the price of silver is at $12 or 11.50, the market is going to compensate for that with higher premiums.
Market
So
could care
you're
less. I
still,
saw, yeah, what you're saying. I saw Eagles trade yesterday at $21. Market was at 12
yeah, 22 to $24 is sort of the going price for a random
for
date
today
silver
on
eagle.
Friday. Right.
I've seen it higher. There was a
Wow.
major retailer. One of my clients sent me a screenshot of this major online retailer's website. He was $10 over
Okay.
on random date eagles, and I
Yeah,
bet
I
you he was
mean,
selling a ton of them if he actually had them in
if he
inventory.
had them, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I would. People have been. When we did about a month ago, we said, "What are you going to have if we get to 100,000 on coronavirus?" And I said, "What should you have?" And that's silver eagles, antibiotics and toilet paper. And everybody thought we were crazy. And they're not laughing at us anymore.
Right? People accumulate when it's quiet.
Yeah,
This
buy
is
silver
not to
when
be
it's
the
cheap.
time to be scrambling around trying to get ounces in your safe.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to do it.
Right.
They were just talking about a roll of toilet paper for a silver eagle, which is trading at anywhere from $17 to $25, and I was like, "What?
Where's your priorities, my
Where's
friend?
your priority, baby? Right? I like that. Yeah,
That's
exactly
right.
right. Yeah,
That's right. Well, so again, it's just been another crazy week, and
Yeah,
everybody in the metals business has experienced the same thing. We spend a lot of time on the phones looking for product, like
right.
everybody else,
Yeah,
and we've been pretty successful about being able to hook them up, and but word gets out quickly, and when word gets out that somebody has some inventory, it evaporates rapidly at an ever increasing premium, it seems.
yeah. I like the way you
So
put that. That's exactly what's happened.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
very
so
well
we'll
put.
continue to do that as the markets dictate. Everybody's on allocations. The mints are doling the stuff out by the thimbleful, it seems.
Yeah,
And
well, the mints are going to be dry, and I'll tell you what. In another 2 weeks, you can forget about seeing anything from the mint. It'll be gone.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna say in March here that they've stopped production to retool for the 2021 strikes. That's
Man,
my
that,
that's my
that
prediction.
would be a great excuse if they can get away with it.
Normally normally
Except we'll
happens
be
in
out there throwing
November.
rocks at them.
We'll do it in March. We're
Yeah,
retooling.
we're
Don't
yeah,
don't
we're
call
really.
us.
But in all reality, they have stood their ground. They're still cranking out what they have on hand. So we doffed at the hat for them showing up and being on the front line and getting us product to deal. But it, I think they're going to run out of product to stamp.
Right. That would be a concern for sure.
Yeah.
Um, let me just give you a prop because I got word from one of our clients that uh, is in the recycling business,
Okay.
and he gave you a special shout out on copper.
Uh huh.
So copper tanked below $2 for the first time since 2016 this week,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
came roaring back. So I don't know exactly what your call was, but he was like, "I should have listened to Pete."
Well, one of our European refiners and recyclers called me, and he said, "Pete, I don't know what to do right here. Copper's down at these levels, and I got deliveries coming." And I said, "Take every ounce you can get." I said, "I would look to see that China's going to come in and start buying because they had contract commitments. They went force majeure on the contract commitments. So if they're going to re-enter those contract commitments, well, number one, the bank has to be open, and it's not. All the small banks are still closed there. They're opening a province at a time, but they're not moving fast enough. So they're liquidity short. If you're liquidity short, you buy smaller amounts from different people around the country, and that's what they're trying to do. And sure enough, they came in with both hands, guns ablazing, buying product, and actually kind of cleaned up what he had on hand, and he did pretty well. But I told him, I said, don't sell it to him down here. Wait a little bit and let this rally come. And I said, I think you'll do well this quarter. And he listened to me about halfway.
Got to listen to Pete all the way. You got to be all in with Pete Thomas.
Texas Hold'em, baby.
Right on. So let's talk. We're getting kind of long already, but let's just
Right.
talk real briefly about what's the latest on the coronavirus that is driving all this volatility. What do you know?
Well, what we know is what we expected. We have a highly infectious disease. We have not seen an aerial borne disease in a long time. You sneeze or cough, obviously everyone knows that that's going to spread it. And I believe right now that the president is leading us well, and they're doing what they can. But I think that it is not over. We've got another month of this going on, and the illness itself is still not as fatal as it could be. And I think that the people that are already coming back to work in Hong Kong and areas of Singapore, which Singapore has done the best job of anyone so far in isolating and containing this disease. We're seeing a lot of people starting back to work. So if Asia is any indicator, we've got a few more weeks here. We'll get it whipped into shape. Hopefully, this malaria drug that they're experimenting with will do what it needs to do, and we'll get back on our feet again. But we're still going to be a few months behind, no matter how you cut it.
Right, right. It'll take a while for everything to kind of catch up again. So
Yeah.
with that, I'll look forward to another hectic week next week.
Yes, sir.
And I think you can as well. I don't know if you're going to stay at the bunker there or if you're
Well,
going to come in the
I
office.
understand that our building is locked down. So that's never happened before. We've gotten a warning, I think, from the governor that they intend to shut down our building. And we're like, really? You can do that, huh? So we'll see how that comes out.
Right. Well, fortunately, we are well prepared. We're capable
Yep,
from working remotely, and we have multiple redundancies in place to keep our trading platform up and running and everybody
absolutely.
properly hedged. So we'll do that. But in Denver, I'm coming into the office still, no matter what
What
they
a
say.
brave man.
All right, my
All right,
friend. You
buddy.
enjoy
Thank
your
you so much.
weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you, everybody, for tuning in once again. Please subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we have updates, and give us a like as well. I'm Peter Grant with Zaner Metals from Denver, Colorado.
Pete Thomas here in Chicago. Thank you so much for dropping by.